Hey there, welcome to Why We Roll, a tabletop role-playing game design podcast.
We're your hosts, Chris Pickett, creator of the historical fantasy game Dance Macabre, and Wythe Marshall, creator of the political sci-fi game Stillfleet.
Throughout the show, Chris and Wythe hope to amplify new creative voices. We'll chat with different TTRPG designers, focusing on the world of indie games.
We take a curious approach to game design, working through a range of mechanical and narrative questions that are pertinent to many designers, players, and GMs.
We hope to showcase fresh and even challenging ideas about what makes imagination-based games just so powerful.
Okay, let's find out why we roll.
Hey y'all, we're live on Why We Roll with another actual play of Blister Critters.
Yes, welcome back.
What's up? And we have the game's creator Tony Grasso here again. Of course, the wonderful Chris Pickett. And Lex, do you want to introduce yourself? We have just a friend of the show just playing a game.
Yeah, I'm just Lex.
Cool.
Just Lex. Maybe Tony, for those who haven't joined us for our interview with you before, or for the first actual play, do you want to tell us a little bit about Blister Critters and what we're going to be doing today?
Yeah, so this is the second actual play that we've done on Why We Roll. Blister Critters is a cartoon animal game where you mutate under like a post-apocalyptic sun, running through suburbia, and all manner of cartoon hijinks ensue. Last time we were around, we went through a local arcade, and we played skee ball with Big Mafia Boss. But Blister Critters is a really fun tabletop game that's going to be coming to Kickstarter February 6th. So be on the lookout for that. If you head to blistercritters.com, you can sign up to get notified when the Kickstarter goes live. If you go to play.blistercritters.com, you can reserve the box set early and also get access to an exclusive Squirrel mini-zine that Wythe and I believe Logan are going to be co-writing and putting together. Just Wythe are putting together that you're only going to be able to get there, not going to be available after the campaign. So if you want a bit of exclusive content to explore the Squirrel Kingdom of Atlanta, go ahead and head to play.blistercritters.com, reserve that early copy for $1. And I'm excited to be running a second game on the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for running the game. And we're excited to just show off more Blister Critters fun. And thanks, Lex and Chris, for playing.
Of course.
Chris, do you want to plug anything? Talk about Why We Roll, or?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we can talk about Why We Roll. Why We Roll is what we're doing right now. We're here for it. This is a stream and podcast where we talk about tabletop role-playing games. We talk about designing them, different choices that go into it. We try to focus on some practical advice for folks. We're here plugging Tony, our friend Tony's game here today.
Awesome. So with that, why don't we dive in? Tony, you want to take us away, kick us off? And we're doing Blister Critters. Cue theme music. Woo!
Cool. We're going to hop in for anybody that wasn't here for the first playthrough. At the start of each Blister Critters game, I have my players fill out an ad lib, so a blank infomercial, and I give them adjectives and nouns that they have to give me. This is meant for when players are coming to the table and getting settled in. They have something to do and kind of get into the feral mode. I've already passed that around. Everyone here playing has given me their responses, and to kick off the game, we are kicking off with a commercial for the Brightbox Preschool. The Brightbox Preschool is Florida's finest child care establishment. At our 5-star rated facility, we promise to keep the little ones frenzied. Our speedily trained staff facilitate a briny skipping environment. From our popular carbon-shaped indoor jungle gym to the Mollify Master 347, the children here are in delightful hands. Having a rough day? We'll toss your kid in the nation's best behavior adjustment cell, a containment unit with a scandalous lock and an atom-shaped bars. Perfect for those agony-driven coloring moments. The Brightbox Preschool, where kids can be country. And a little zip, and all of the kind of counselors of the Brightbox Preschool are all kind of standing outside a nice little thumbs up, and the kids kind of wave up as the camera pulls back. We're actually going to follow the camera as it flies further and further back, and the people, almost in a creepy way, fade. Like literally, their opacity just falls away in editing, and we kind of zoom 20 years post the human poof. We come back down on a small wooded area, probably less than a mile away from the Bright Box preschool, and we find our 3 players today walking through the forest. You guys and your burrow were notified that one of your members was taken captive at the Bright Box preschool a couple of days back. This elderly raven had stopped by, and she had told you that she witnessed him get dragged inside the Bright Box preschool, and said if you guys wanted to come help, wanted to come rescue them, to meet her by the quote big tree by the Bright Box preschool. Your burrow sent you guys out with a number of supplies and asked that you obviously go and retrieve this member. Chris, Dylan, if you would take a minute to introduce your character and also tell me a little bit about the critter that was taken. What kind of critter were they?
Sure, yeah. Well, you see ambling down the sidewalk or road, or I'm not really sure what we would be using.
You guys are like in a forested area, so you're kind of passing through. Yeah.
Gotcha, yeah. Well, in that case, ambling through the trees and the bushes, you see a short but very thick, kind of tough-looking armadillo. You see Dylan McDermott, basically just, kind of walking and just kind of talking mostly to himself, just kind of rambling and saying things like, Now, when I come into these woods, I feel at one with nature. I love the burrow. Don't get me wrong. I love the pizza parlor. It's a good place, but there's something about being out in the fresh air that really just gets the blood pumping. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, Roach?
Yeah, no, I'm totally listening to all the words you're saying, and I'm responding in a very normal way, and I'm not ignoring you, or I'm just not, I'm totally listening and I'm responding, and these are signals of signification. I'm not thinking about something else at the same time.
Yeah, so anyway,
sometimes when you're out in the woods and
they just start they're just talking over each other. This is the dynamic between Roach and Dylan, I think.
It's like an old married couple dynamic. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're so used to each other that they just kind of soar over each other's own thoughts. But yeah, the critter that got taken, I think that they would be maybe on the younger side. I'm thinking maybe a young owl, like a baby owl, who recently came to our burrow seeking shelter, and then they got snatched up. They're too small and sweet to defend themselves.
Very nice. And Roach, what was your relation to the owl, if anything? If you could speak to the owl's nature a little bit.
Yeah, Owhll was, you have students you love and you have students you don't love as much, but you have to love them all as a teacher. And I guess, I didn't set out to be a teacher, but, no one really does, who chooses your path in life. But I guess Owhll is one of those really precocious students who sort of knows more than you from the beginning and sort of knows nothing and doesn't know they know nothing, which is so special because it's kind of a very interesting form of stupidity or blindness, but you almost have to, you want to just, pet them. But anyway, yeah, she was very, very precocious and basically didn't listen to a word I said and tended to get in a lot of interesting situations. So I'm not really sure what we're doing here, but I really hope Al's okay, I guess. It's really the takeaway. Kind of a mentee.
Lex, what is your relation to both Roach and Dylan? Are you familiar with them? Is this the first time you've kind of gone out, first time of the burrow with them? Introduce your character a little bit. Who are you playing?
I'm Edgar Avon, the Crow, He's just kind of along for the ride. He's very kind of book smart and then extremely bad at talking to other people.
Yeah, so between the two people that won't stop talking, Edgar's probably quietly in the back there.
Yeah.
Sweet. And did you have any relation to the missing Owhll here? Maybe you knew their name?
No, not at all. So it's a very common misconception. So I'm actually a crow, not a raven, as you can tell.
Uh-huh.
I was going to say, one can plainly see that you are a crow, not a raven. I mean, your size is completely different from that of a raven's. You have the petite figure of a crow and not the bulk of the raven. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, get over yourself. We all know you're a crow. Owl believes, like me, that signification is like kind of obvious. So like Owl is a pretty good name if you're an owl. So I believe that's why Owl went with Owl.
I like to think that Owhll maybe named it differently, so it was
AWL.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Just wanted to spice it up a little bit.
For those listening and not watching, the canon name for owl is spelled Owhll. Owl.
Overhearing the talk of the differences between crows and ravens, the Elder League raven that had stopped by and delivered the unfortunate news earlier in the week. The big tree, you guys are coming down the forested path. The leaves kind of crinkle underfoot, and you can see across a road now. There's kind of a clearing, and there's a road, a large building, big boxy square building. It almost has like the big plastic with neon letters, are also just big block shaped. The Bright Box Preschool. Just before exiting out onto the road, you see this larger tree and an elder crow or an elder raven's voice kind of squawked out from a dark hole in the big tree. Hey, you! Are you from the burrow?
Dylan. For those who don't remember, last time or just joining us, Dylan, he is indeed an armadillo. He's also a boss. That is his role, his Blister critter role. Which Tony, every critter has a role in the party, right? How does that work? Is that kind of like would you describe that as a class or something a little different?
I like to think of the roles as a guiding force for how you want to operate with other players. They come with a mechanical benefit and then a mechanical drawback, depending on which role you take. But I see the roles as expressly to kind of guide your role play decisions. So bosses would try to take the lead more. The wallflowers would stick back a little bit. Sticky fingers will go out of their way to steal and nab things.
Fantastic. Yeah, well, all that being said, Dylan McDermott is a boss. So he's very commanding, but he also believes his own BS. That's one of the downsides of being a boss is that you are overeager to offer your own solutions, giving orders. If I'm called out on that, we can take a vibe check. But usually remaining pretty steadfast in my opinion. So, all that being said, Dylan is going to walk up to the raven in the tree. Sorry, I had a brain fart. And say, hey, yes, we are from the burrow. I am the representative representing the burrow here in this fine day. How may we assist you, my good raven?
Oh, well, see, oh dear. The poor lad, he was helping me, and, well, I fear it's all my fault. They drag him off into that there bright box building. It's very boxy and bright. Camera cuts, and it's like little spotlights are shooting out of the top of it. They took him in there. It's been a couple of days, and oh dear, you're here to help, right? I came to the burrow. I didn't see you there. You weren't really the guy in charge that I was talking to a couple of days ago, but I guess you'll do.
Well, now, see, I'm not the leader of the burrow. However, you could think of me as somewhat of a team leader for this here expedition, this here mission, if you will. I'm representing the burrow in this instance, and all questions and all comments and et cetera should go through me. Thank you.
Hard disagree. We're an acephalic organization, meaning there's not really someone in charge. We kind of each do our own thing, and it just sort of works. So it's really beautiful that way.
What ace of base? I don't. What are these?
It means no head. There's no head. There's no hierarchy.
What is this? I remember something about a human video talking about some kind of SAT words. I believe that qualifies. I don't know what you're talking about, Roach. Don't listen to
the raven squawks loudly to kind of cut this all out.
Good God Almighty!
That poor boy needs your help, and all of this isn't helping anybody.
Oh, sure, yeah. How can we help?
Okay, so I saw them drag him inside. They didn't have normal critter feet. If that makes any sense. I'm quite old, and like it zooms in her eyes. They're all like kind of cataracted over. She's like, I go in myself. I was quite the fighter in the day, but at this point, I need to rely on some. Well, it looks like quite strong fellas to go get the job done. You know, just please, it would really help my heart. And I know he comes from your borough. I have some, and she peeks back. She's like, I have some shiny stuff in here. You can't see that well in through to the dark hole, but some stuff does kind of glitter and shine from within the hole. Like, it would soothe my heart to know that I didn't get this poor owl, done in. So if we could please just have him rescued, and I'll give you anything you want from here.
Well, absolutely, ma'am. We'll take care of this problem lickety-split. Now, did you say which way this critter got taken to?
And like a wing flies out of the hole and just points directly at the building. Right through the front door. They wheeled him right in through the front door. She looks around. She's like, "You're a raven. You know how hard this hurts." And she's pointing down at Edgar. Raven to raven, you know how heavy this weighs on our hearts to know that it could have been our fault, right?
Well, you see, I'm actually not a raven, so I have no clue what you must be feeling right now. But I do concur that it is indeed a poor feeling when you feel responsible for the misfortune of some other creature.
Can Edgar give me a vibe check?
Absolutely. 4.
With a 4, she's like, yeah, okay, that sounds like typical Raven speak. Anyway, I'm gonna stay here. You go get him, and then when you get back, I'll give you some of my shiny stuff. And then you got your guy back. A win all the way across the board.
That seems like a pretty straightforward transaction to me, ma'am. And
now, I would...
Okay.
What? Sorry, it's almost like I was going to let you speak and then I had an idea, so now I have to talk over you a little bit.
That happens all the time.
Can we do? I'm doing the timeout hands with two sets, my upper 2 sets of limbs.
Yeah.
And then I'm doing like a circle up. Like the hands are all doing different things. So I want us to like move away from the raven a little. Be like, I'm sorry. Are we looking for Owhll? Our Owhll? And are we something like
she's going off in the background?
A mercenary group? Like, are we like badasses? Because I don't remember that being like a thing that I signed up for. Edgar, Dylan, thoughts?
Well, I'd like to hear what young Edgar has to say.
I'm just here to get information about these glyphs.
All right. Well, considering that, Roach, yes, we are badasses.
Great.
We're badasses in our own ways.
Sure.
Almost as Dylan confirms that you guys are indeed badasses, you cut back into hearing the Raven talking about, and there's this really bad raccoon in there. He has this big flail. He's very tough. There's also a turtle. He doesn't have real legs, and he also is pretty tough. So you're in for a wallop when you get in there. Okay, see you later. And just retreats into the hole. I'll be here when you get back. Don't die.
Well, what seems to be the problem, Roach? You don't want to go kick some butt in the name of the borough?
Well, I do want to save Owhll, but I'm not sure about kicking butt. But yeah, maybe we can come up with a creative solution. Maybe Edgar and I can do some like books reading or like moving of levers, create like an Archimedean solid. I'm still not sure what that is, but I'm guessing it has something to do with like, I don't know. It sounds like mead, so maybe it has something to do with like beer. Anyway, let's go figure it out.
Girl, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I like your spirit. Dylan starts to make their way towards the Bright Box store. But on the way, kind of as if talking to nobody, just thinking out loud is like, oh, maybe Roach has a point. Maybe we could do a little scouting mission and see if we can find some kind of alternate way into this building. Maybe use a little bit of our natural subterfuge in order to complete this rescue mission.
There is a large road immediately in front of you guys, 2 lanes. across the side, this big box over here is the Bright Box preschool. There is a parking lot that it has a number of cars parked in it, and you can't quite see from where, but there's like a big sign here that reads entrance. So you would assume it's somewhere off to the left. In front of you, this side of the building has a number of like large window panes with like curtains drawn. Some of them have like other objects that are helping block like direct view from the outside, I guess.
Okay. And we're approaching from the south?
Yeah, you guys are coming from these trees here. Let me put a big red X. So you guys are coming from the south here. It's directly to the north of you guys. There's a little sign that reads entrance to, I guess, the northwest, and then a parking lot further to the west.
Should we split up?
Yeah, let's split up. Maybe Dylan again tries to take charge, and y'all can challenge me on this at any point. I want you to know this is the character, not me. As they exit the tree line, Dylan, is looking across. He's trying to do his best, like Clint Eastwood face, like like squinting, scouting, looking around, and says, "All right, here's the plan, y'all. Edgar, I want you to do a flyover. I want you to get them wings a batting. I want you to take the sky, see if you can get an aerial view of any kind of entrance. Roach, you're going to take the north and the east part of the building, and I will take the south and the west. We're going to see what we can see. All right. 1, 2, 3, go." And he like puts his hands in the middle, but then kind of like brings it up too fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Roach has 4 hands in, but then is just watching you guys probably just walk away. And she's like, "Oh, okay, so we're not doing that? Great. Go team spirit. Go team."
Okay, we can, if you want to start with Edgar, how would you like to go about your flyover, if anything specific?
Is there, like, any good place to perch up on top of it, on top of the school?
Yeah, you, I guess, like, flying up higher, but not quite over the building yet. You see that there's, like, a larger air conditioning unit that is set up on there. Maybe, like, a big, like, TV antenna almost. Internet antenna is also posted up there. If you wanted to stop on either of those, you could.
Yeah, I'm going to perch up on the antenna.
Cool, yeah. You perch up on the antenna. Can you give me, tell me what you're looking for and give me an instinct roll.
I'm going to look for any damage to the roof, like any ways to get into the roof.
Sure.
7.
Yeah. With a 7, you see that there are a number of ports where I guess the air conditioning would go into the spinny weather air conditioning vents on top of roofs. There's a number of those. They all seem to be active and spinning, save for one closer to the front of the building is like noticeably kind of crooked and all scratched and beat up. It seems as though some critter of some size made its way in through this like torn open air conditioning vent. We can move. Is there anything else that you want to do up on the roof, or I'll move to somebody else?
Yeah, no, I'm done.
Dylan, where were you heading?
Dylan is scouting out the, I guess, south portion of the building that's adjacent to the road, and then also the parking lot.
Okay, so Dylan is coming over to the parking lot. And what specifically are you looking for?
Just any point of egress into the building.
Yeah, coming around this side of the building, you see the double door entrance to the Bright Box preschool. 2 big glass panes. They seem to have like children's drawings and newspapers kind of stuck to the outside or the inside of the glass, so you can't see directly into it, at least not from the parking lot. You're not able to like make out what's going on inside there. Mm-hmm. But that's like the main entrance you can see from this, at least from where you are.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, not seeing anything there, but just as a note, as Dylan is doing this scouting thing, he's like rolling between cars and then like trying to like pull a solid snake and like, trying to like press up against the car and like rolling between them and stuff like that, and all the while kind of like singing to himself. He's like, do 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 do.
Sweet.
And that just fades.
While you're pressed up against a tire, you hear like two voices chatting with each other. They're coming from deep within the parking lot, sounding like they're coming closer, and they're pretty far away. Can you make an instinct roll for me to see if you can pick up more on what they're saying?
Absolutely. I got a 6.
Yeah, with a 6, you hear that it's like two people kind of chatting back and forth, and they're starting to come closer by. You hear him, yeah, we're going to show him today. Yeah, that little owl, he don't know what's in for him. No, he don't know. We're going to really just rip all them wings off and throw him into the fry. Yeah, the boss has been hungry. Okay, yeah. And they kind of just go on this really cartoonishly evil plot to eat the owl, essentially, the different ways they're going to season and defeather the poor guy.
Oh, good lord, not poor Owl. I must report back to the others.
Roach, where are you at?
I guess the north and east side would be around the back of the building, so I guess I'm roaching, slinking along. Can I roll Scurry to be sneaky?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a d8 here. And that is a 6.
Beautiful. Yeah, with a 6, you tell me, how are you slinking around the back, and I'll tell you what's going on back there.
Like a roach. So Roach is very quietly, but she is, again, just a large roach. So she's still talking to herself, but in a high-pitched voice. And now roach mode instead of, normal, standing on 2 legs mode.
Instead of bipedal, just on all 6 now.
So she's running along, thinking about the nature of schooling, and she's talking to herself about the Latin roots of educare versus educare, which were different verbs in Latin and meant slightly different things about the goals of teaching. But she's saying this into the ground behind the school, while looking around, like passively looking for her student Owhll, whom she has not seen all day.
Yeah, going around the back, you're kind of slinking around. There's this massive dumpster that immediately follows the curve to the side of the building, followed by like a large storm drain that you see kind of scales all the way up to the top of the building, and then a like back exit door is at the far end of, I guess, this side of the building here. You see? Can you give me an instinct check?
Yeah, I'm terrible at that. That's actually... Is that a 6? That's a 5. That's a half.
You thought you were going to see something of note, but you don't.
Cool.
Edgar, you are still perched up atop the building. From where you are, you can see two figures making their way through the parking lot, and they're approaching the building. They don't seem to have noticed you just yet, but two smaller figures are making their way through the parking lot. You think you saw Dylan roll down through the cars, but you're not entirely sure.
Can I go and fly over and just like perch on the edge of the roof near where I saw the figures?
Yeah. Flying over, you get a bit of a closer look. You realize that it is two turtles kind of walking side by side, making their way through the parking lot. Can you give me actually another instinct roll?
Yeah. 5.
With a 5, you aren't able to see where Dylan is, but you can see that the turtles are basically about to pass through the the parking medians, the parking stops, just before they get to what would be the front entrance of the school. With you perched up atop there, are you trying to be hidden, or are you kind of just sitting out in the open?
I'm trying to be hidden.
Okay, so can you give me a scurry roll?
Yeah. 5.
I'm gonna roll their instinct. You are hidden enough. So you, in your attempt to kind of try and be hidden, some gravel kind of knocks off the building. The turtle thinks that they notice. They look around a little bit, shrug it off, and Dylan, you watch the two turtles make their way to the front entrance, the big double doors, They get up to it. They kind of peek inside a little bit, and you watch them do a knock on the door. I don't know if you guys can pick that up or not through the headset.
Yeah, I heard that.
Sweet. And you hear like a almost fainter, and the doors open up briefly. They go on inside, and the door closes behind them.
Is there any way to see inside? Are any of us positioned to do so?
You would be if you want to give me another instinct roll.
Yeah, I can give me an instinct roll. Oh, that was a 1.
Yeah, as you saw them go through, you heard the knock and everything, and as the door opened up, you just had a terrible sneeze. It just took you out, and just definitely weren't looking as the door opened and closed. Your head literally comes back up as the doors click back shut.
Yeah, I imagine
all is quiet again.
I imagine that the sneeze is like a Saturday morning cartoon sneeze, where it's like he sneezes so hard that he like shoots off in a ball.
It flies backwards a little bit.
Yeah. Like bounces and
you
rolls
roll yourself
away.
a little further back.
Yeah.
Exactly. All is quiet again. The building is secure. You guys tell me how you want to approach entering, if you want to scout out more.
Well, I think maybe we should just reconvene at this point. I don't think that Dylan can see either of them, but maybe makes the noise that our burrow always uses to.
Oh yeah, that one.
You know the one, our call.
It's like shots. Like it started like as a joke, like ironically, and now it's like very good for tactical fire team movement.
Yeah.
On the way back, can I roll instinct to look around more since I'm sneaky and just looking around?
Sure. Are you looking for stuff, or are you just trying to like pick up on like anything that might be up there clue-wise?
I'm looking for clues.
Okay.
If I can roll noggin, I'd love to roll noggin because I'm great at that. But otherwise, I can roll instinct to represent just passively, looking around. What do you think?
Well, let's have you roll a noggin roll, and I'll have it incorporated with some human stuff.
That is also a 5. Got a 5 again.
With a 5, you see that there is a fair amount of like garbage that didn't quite make it into the dumpster. Seems like people or critters rather have been making a nest or burrow out of the preschool for a little bit, as there's like discarded foodstuffs and a lot of like broken. You see a lot of like broken plastic like shells to things, not necessarily animal shells. But you can tell that they are like the tops and bottoms to things. They're like oddly shaped. They look a lot like the things out in the parking lot.
Shells that are the tops and bottom. Are these like pistachio shells? Like what do I have?
No, they're not food shells. They look a lot like the things out in the parking lot, where they have a kind of angular and they have like windows on them, but they're made out of like molded plastic.
Molded plastic shells with windows. Okay. I would like to take stuff. Do I have any SP? I don't actually have any SP left. Do you? I guess it seems like this isn't terribly useful, right? This isn't like immediately useful.
It's up to you.
Doesn't sound terribly useful. I'm going to note that mentally and walk on, scurry on quietly.
Okay.
In the background,
where would you
hear
guys like to
Dylan
reconvene?
going, shots, 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 shots.
I think Edgar and I are following the sound of the shots and meeting up with our leader.
Yeah, I'm going to say that Dylan has scurried back to the tree line across the way to try to get a tactical view of the preschool.
Can you, as everybody goes to make their way back across the street, can everybody give me a scurry roll?
Oh, 14.
Nice.
I have a good scurry roll. Rolled a natural 1.
Sweet.
I think Roach is cartoonishly, her head is still, even though it's a roach, so the head is kind of attached, but, her head is still turned back at the plastic shells, and her body's moving forward, and as she's just such a klepto, she just can't, like, give it up, that there's a pile of stuff, even though she can't figure out what she would do with it. And she's like, you always need more, like, kitchen goods, like, even if you don't cook. Like, I don't cook a lot, because I can process trash, and also I'm xylophageous, so I can eat, like, trees and, like, bits of like plant debris, but it's always nice to have another bowl, and whatever happens bad happens as she's saying this to herself looking backward.
Yeah. Edgar, what did you roll?
5.
So Dylan makes across nice and swift as Roach and Edgar are making their way across the road. You hear a high pitch, and a massive hawk swoops down and is grabbing up Roach into the air, narrowly missing Edgar. Edgar kind of fumbles into the tree line, clipped by the talon. You guys watch as the hawk kind of swoops around a bit and perches itself back atop the Bright Box preschool.
Oh, snap.
Dylan and Edgar, if you guys are across the road,
Roach.
Roach. Roach is up here. I'm just going to put a big old H for hawk. And Edgar is down here. So Dylan and Edgar in the tree line to the south, Hawk and Roach atop the Bright Box preschool to the north.
Dang.
Roach, you kind of look up. The hawk has like one talon kind of holding you down. And looks down and like, you're not supposed to be here, kid.
Oh my gosh! Did I eat some spoiled food earlier? Is this really happening? Is this a dream?
No, this is very real.
Roach would like to parlay and explain that this is indeed just I'm just a simple country roach who lives in the trash outside, and you have the wrong person. It's like, whatever you're looking for, it's certainly not me.
Yeah,
and she is very much not a simple country roach, so she's putting on the airs of, like, I just like eating trash.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a vibe check.
Great. She's okay at that. Yeah. Come on, D8. That's a 4.
With a 4, it's like, yeah, but what about them guys that you were with? They didn't seem like simple country folk out in the middle of Florida. They weren't happy. I'm not happy that y'all are here. Yeah,
I don't even know the etymology of that word because I am so ignorant of human labels for things.
Well, that's all right. We'll show you. We'll show you some Florida hospitality. Don't worry about that.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Merle will want to talk to you, so we'll be in to see him shortly. And I just got to round up your friends, and we'll head inside. If that's all right with you.
Oh, great. Should I help them? Should I tell them to come here?
No, I'll get it. And he's gonna gonna hold you in one talon. He's gonna hold you in one talon, and he's gonna swoop down to where he watched Dylan and Edgar kind of hit the tree line. Wyatt, if you would like to try to like break out or do other things, he's holding you with a talon, but you're more than welcome to try and like scrap your way out of it. Or
well, the first thing I want to do is make the signal that we all know we always use for "run the fuck away." We're being attacked.
Which is
well, I don't know. I was going to ask you guys. I think I made it the last one. So what song do we all know from our borough?
Well, I think I was going to say it's just also got to be the same era of like, radio hip hop.
Right.
Maybe it's turned down for what?
Yeah, turn down for what? Okay, so I'm screaming turn down for what, but again, I'm a roach and I'm high in the air, so I don't know how far it's traveling, but that's my first goal is warn my friends, I guess, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, you just hear
Turn down for what?
Okay, it's hard to do.
like super frantic.
Yeah.
Turn down for what? Turn down for what?
Yeah, Dylan and Edgar, you hear a high-pitched, desperate turn down for what? Turn down for what? Kind of getting closer and closer, the shadow of the hawk growing darker and closer to you guys as it swoops down to the front of the tree line. And they're like, well, I don't know what all that means, but you guys I'll say that you guys have an opportunity to take an action to do something before you kind of like land and is fully settled. But he is definitely just kind of landing. He's going to go for it.
I was going to say, as the hawk is landing with Roach in his talon from the tree line, you start to hear the sound of 8 to 16-bit hedgehogs kind of winding up. Like,
yeah.
And Dylan says, "Critters, roll out!" and then launches himself as a ball doing the tuck and roll at the hawk.
Sweet.
He's doing like anti-air artillery shot using himself as the ammo.
Are you trying to knock him out of the air, or are you trying to hit him once he's on the ground?
I'm trying to knock him out of the air, I think is the most ridiculous thing we could do.
Yeah. Go ahead and Does it have you roll for scrap? And if not, I'm going to have you roll for scrap.
Burn 4 grit, so I'm burning 4 grit, so I'm down to 16. Whatever I hit suffers scrap plus 2 damage.
Sweet. I'm going to have you... well, that's as it kind of automatically hits, and I'm going to have you speed up, burn your grit for it, and you're going to fly through the air. Super deep impact right into the chest of the hawk. He's going to make an attempt to try and hold on to Roach and not let his capture go.
Okay.
And I'll have everybody roll Scurry to get into initiative order.
All right. Am I doing damage to the hawk?
Yes, you are. You will roll your scrap plus 2.
Okay. I rolled a 3 plus 2, so 5.
Beautiful. I will make note not on the screen of that.
Yeah. This is. Sorry, go ahead.
You plow into the chest of the hawk. He's making an attempt, not well, to hold on to Roach as Dylan collides. Roach, you feel a talon loosen, and you're kind of thrust forward and tumbled into your other 2 burrow mates. The hawk kind of is knocked out of the air, flying like backwards and kind of skidding across the street. I gotta kind of reposition some of this stuff here. So the hawk is now over here. Big old dent in his chest that he's having a hard time kind of reinflating. He was kind of walking all chest out, now he's kind of sunken in as he tries to get back to his wing. Roach, you are back here. And if everybody could roll Scurry for me, we'll get into initiative order.
Oh, sick. That's an 8.
Awesome.
Got a 9.
1.
Oh. Show off, white. Quick announcement. Please check out blistercritters.com for more information about a new game using the grit system, which powers Stillfleet. You might have heard about Blister Critters here on Why We Roll. You might have also heard about Stillfleet. Blister Critters is not a far future game. It's a sort of near future climate apocalypse type game where you play as mutant cartoon animals. Same system though, but there are no classes. Instead, you're an animal with wacky mutation powers called blisters. You also have lots of human-made stuff flying around. Stuff is actually a game term. There's mechanics about it. It's super fun. You really want to check it out. The game's creator, Tony Grasso, has added lots of fun new rules that make the grit system even more sort of flexible and narrative-focused, and we think it's just very simple and sort of mesmerizing to dive into this world after humanity full of weird mutant animals. Check it out, blistercritters.com.
Dylan, you are by the tree line. You have just plowed into the side of the hawk. I guess you would be a little further ahead positionally at this point, having just rammed into it. The hawk is on the other side of the road. You are up. What would you like to do for your turn?
Yeah, Dylan he's feeling this momentum from having knocked the hawk out of the sky. Like, you know, he's got his blood's up, he's got the vapors going. So he's going to charge out at the hawk from across the road. He's going to run up to him, and as he's doing so, from inside of his scoot or shell or whatever armadillos have, kind of a hammer space moment, he pulls out an action figure arm that seems to be spring loaded in the fist, and he starts to wave it like a club, and he comes down on the hawk, trying to hit him with the action figure arm.
Nice. Go ahead and roll scrap to hit, and he is going to roll scurry to try and dodge out of the way.
Okay. I got a 6.
You rolled a 3. You were definitely bonking him right in the head with the action
right on
figure.
the head. There's another rule with the action figure, which is when it's when the damage roll is even, I get to attack again. Okay, so I would roll damage now, right?
Yep. So to roll damage, you're going to roll your scrap die plus whatever the bonk die is for the piece of stuff you're using to attack with.
Oh, wow. Crazy.
And that'll be your total damage done.
Okay, so I rolled a 7 and a 3. So that's 10. And then because the damage roll is even, does that mean that I attack again?
Yeah. You go ahead and attack a second time.
Okay.
So just roll scrap again to see if the second kind of bonk down is gonna land.
Yeah, I rolled a 7 the second one.
Let's see if he's going to be able to in the stupor. Certainly not. He rolled a 1. He almost leans into the second time.
Oh my
He's
God.
Pavloved himself into wanting to be beaten up by the action.
God, let's go. Oh my God. I rolled a 6 and a 6, so that's 12.
12
so
damage.
22 damage.
With the
Dylan,
one swing.
Yeah, Dylan is furious. Dylan is like foaming at the mouth that, he and Roach, they talk over each other a lot, but they're buds. They've been together a long time. They've been on a bunch of missions together. So, as soon as Dylan sees the hawk take Roach, it's on. It's on like Dylan Con. But yeah, he hits him. The spring-loaded fist activates, punches the hawk again.
This much damage is going to put the hawk out of commission. So if you want to describe to me further how the hawk is down for the count in a single round, by all means, Dylan, please do.
Yeah. So Dylan swings the arm at him, and it knocks the hawk in the chest in the same spot that Dylan had hit him out of the air. And then as it does, it activates the spring-loaded fist that comes up and uppercuts the hawk right on the bottom of its beak. And it just like straight up Mike Tyson, Holyfield, Pacquiao just lays out the hawk. And he does like there's like cartoon stars going around its head, and it's like spinning on its heels. It's like yeah. And then just like falls over, a flower pops out of its chest, X's over its eyes.
It's got the big lump kind of grows out of the top of its head.
Totally. Yeah, it's like in an anime.
Yeah.
It's like in One Piece when Luffy gets punched by Nami. There's just a big, like, throbbing knot that appears.
As he kind of falls to the ground, like, that did not go as planned, and his beak just kind of crushes into the asphalt, sitting there in the middle of the road as Dylan kind of victoriously standing over what would have been this really badass hawk, now just kind of put in his place with the single swing of an action figure limb. Edgar, have you been privy to like many bouts of combat? Have you seen this kind of like, I don't know, violence or brutality before? I don't know how often you're outside the burrow.
Not at all. Edgar has rarely ever left the burrow. He spends most of his time just sitting alone reading books about like random stuff. So he's never seen like someone die. So he's just kind of very shocked.
Yeah, well, here we are. Dylan, you are the boss. You're standing there over this hawk. All is quiet once more. No beasts to swoop down and take Roach back off into the air. How would you guys like to move forward?
Dylan is standing over the body of this hawk and just like heaving. It's like the last moments of a berserk rage. And then he goes, "That's right. You can call me Angela because I'm the boss." So who's the boss reference for our younger audience members? Yeah, I don't know. I think Dylan is still in a state. I don't think that he can make a rational decision at the moment. So he's just kind of like, don't touch my friends. Still like spitting at the hawk and like yelling at him and shit in the middle of the road.
Yeah, I mean, Roach stands up and she wipes her hands off and is instantly just monologuing again, but in a way that is meant to be comforting to Dylan, and sort of saying like, yeah, we all have different kinds of experiences. Some people turn to spirituality, and some people get picked up by giant hawks. And it's like all of it. It's all like part of the tapestry of life. And I'm fine. So, and I think also she's dropping the clues that there are these plastic shells with windows out back. So not totally clear what's going on. Hawk seemed like bad news. Really glad not to be with the hawk. Thanks, Dylan. She doesn't say that, but she communicates it, in her own way.
Yeah. Dylan picks up on the body language. He gets it. All right, so we got these shells. Edgar, you got anything to report?
Well, if you hadn't kindly dispatched the hawk for us, I clearly would have been able to do it all by myself, so thank you. Also, there appears to be something in the vents of the building.
Edgar, can you give me a noggin roll about the plastic shells with windows?
5.
With a 5, from the description that Roach is giving, you are aware that these would be children's toys that have been disassembled, but you aren't quite sure toys of what.
Okay.
All right. Well, yeah, Dylan's like, all right, well, we got ourselves something on the roof and something out back. Since I can't fly, I say we go out back and check out these shell things, these strange constructs that you've been talking about, Roach. And then Dylan goes, let's go! And just walks off before anybody says anything.
Yeah, once again, look at your hands. There's actually a lot of hands.
Yeah, so I mean, I think I lead them back around toward the shells and point them out. I didn't really understand what they were either, so I appreciate whatever you're saying. But again, probably don't say thank you directly.
Yeah, you guys come around, and there's a bunch of these.
Yeah. I could have got there, I mean, pretty clearly, but... Oh, it's one of those. It's that thing.
A bunch of these in 2 parts are kind of littered around as though they've just been, dehusked for the other integral part of this toy, and kind of thrown away. These parts weren't useful to whoever was messing around with these.
So it looks like a car?
It kind of looks like, yeah, it's exactly just a toy car that has been stripped of its wheels.
Stripped of its wheels? All right. Is there any other indication around? Like, can we search the remains of these to see if we can figure out what they were used for or what was taken from them, other than the wheels, obviously?
I'll be honest, there isn't much more to investigate. You know that they're shelled wheels. The plastic shells are cars with the wheels stripped out. If everybody wants to give me an instinct check, you can. But there is like a deeper meaning to be found in the cars.
Not a noggin check for Sherlock Holmesing this? Just checking before I roll.
If you want to make a specifically noggin check, I'll have your answer be related to stuff.
Yes, I would like to make a noggin check.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put. Yeah, this is a. Sorry, go ahead.
No, what'd you get for your noggin check?
Nope. 3 plus 1. It's a 4.
Okay.
You find more shells.
I rolled an 8 for instinct, and I guess Dylan's just like sniffing the plastic or something. Like doesn't know what he's looking for or at. Just kind of like, what's this?
Edgar, would you roll?
I got an 8 as well.
So Roach is still investigating and trying to pull some deeper philosophical meaning from why someone would take the wheels off of the cars. And Dylan and Edgar, you guys from the back, you guys can both hear some like very faint hooting and like desperate pleas coming from an elevated window above the dumpster, where a bunch of these shells kind of lie around.
Interesting. Okay, so it's an elevated window. Edgar, boy, you hear that?
Indeed.
Is there any way you can fly up to that there?
I'm inside the building.
I wonder where that sound could be coming from. This mysterious.
I'm inside.
It sounds a little sus, guys. I'm not gonna lie. That's a little sus sounding voice describing its precise location.
No, I need help. I'm inside the building. All the interesting stuff is in here.
He's gonna fly up and take a peek in the window.
Yeah, there we go.
And peeking through the window, you see Owhll with like multicolored like plastic chains to like this shackle around his leg, and just piles of these plastic cars. And he's looking at you with like a screwdriver and plastic car in hand, and you watch him flip the wheels out of the cars. He's like, "Help me! I'm inside the building!" It seems as though they're putting Owhll to work.
I'm going to call down to the rest of the group. It appears that the person we are attempting to locate is stuck inside of this building.
Yes, yeah.
Al, can you hear everything that we're saying? Is this seems strange? There's a call and response happening, and I don't understand how that's physically possible.
He goes quiet for it. It seems as though he's not going to answer. Yeah.
All right. Well, we know where to find him, I guess. How are we getting in this building, boys?
I'm not a boy, and I'm not sure how to get the building other than you fly. So why don't you fly into the building?
Well, you know, Roach, I meant it more as a general term, kind of like guys or pals or buddies.
There's also a door at the front. I imagine this other door looks like humans wouldn't have used it except to take trash out, so this is the more important door. But the other door would have probably been bigger. But you said was there a hole in the roof? Or a vent or something?
Yeah, there was access to a vent in the roof that appeared something had been in before, so.
Well, do we want to do a fly team, or do we want to stick together? Does Dylan have like a strong boss instinct here about us doing one thing?
Yeah, Dylan's strong boss instinct is that he really wants to fly after taking out that hawk and like feeling the freedom of being airborne. So maybe a little over enthusiastically says to Edgar, "All right, here's the plan. I'm going to carry Roach. You're going to strap yourself to my back like some kind of transforming Voltron backpack, and we're going to fly up on top of that roof. We're going to get in this building one way or another. We're going to give them what for. They're not going to know what's going to hit them when we take out these fools who trying to enslave our friend, trying to make them into a worker, trying to put human Protestant work ethic onto our friend. We don't stand for that. We don't cotton that."
And the camera just cuts to a scene like a Voltron scene, and everyone kind of piecing themselves together and clacking down into place as Edgar is flying overhead, like this big, like almost mecha Edgar is swooping over the top of the building and lands down. You guys are the camera's going to cut to a new shot of you guys just staring down at the hole in the ceiling.
And as we land, Dylan is saying, "Mecha Shiva, Mecha Shiva," over and over again.
All right, well then I guess we're looking at Dylan.
Okay, so tactical plan, since now we're elite mercenaries. And not, a teacher. And Edgar, however you define yourself.
Doesn't matter how we define ourselves. We're elite mercenaries now. This is who we are. This is what we do after
Do you get a cool patch? Like a patch with like an octopus and like a rifle and like.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
We'll workshop some patch. I like what you're on to with this patch idea. It makes you feel like a team. Makes you feel like a real critter. Sorry, White just picked up his cat.
Critter attack.
A real team. We gotta have patches. We gotta have uniforms. We need to have some kind of snazzy signifier that shows the world that we're a team and we're ready to throw down, kick the ass.
Dylan, focus. Owhll is in trouble because of the Protestant work ethic.
They're making me work. Help! I'm inside.
I mean, this also just is definitely a trap, right? Like, am I wrong? Am I just crazy here? It's walking into a trap. Anyway, we have to free Owhll from the Protestant work ethic.
Can we take a look at the vent? Like, is it able can we just like scoot down it, or is it?
You could just walk right inside. It looks like there's a number of other similar ones like on top of the roof. They're all kind of still spinning and functional. This one specifically was all like torn up and clawed apart. So now it's like this kind of obtuse big hole, this big access port on the top of the ceiling at this point.
Okay. Yeah, I guess looking down or trying to listen into the vent, is there anything that we can pick up?
Yeah, you guys can give me instinct rolls to see if anything reverberates beyond Owl's calls for help.
Sure, yeah. Dylan puts his ear to the vent. I got a 5. 3 from Roach.
I got you.
That's a 3.
Yeah. Edgar, would you grab?
1.
1. Okay. Dylan, your ear the closest down to the ground. You're able to pick up the sounds of like tiny plastics, like squeaks, kind of like racing around. They come closer and they go further away. There seems to be a lot of them. They don't sound like you would know what a mouse would sound like. They don't sound like they're coming from an animal. It sounds like little plastic squeaking and rolling around inside the building. Edgar catches whatever Dylan had and sneezes, throwing off Roach as well. Roach doesn't hear much of anything coming from the vent.
Dylan looks at them and makes like a series of kind of obtuse hand signals to, like kind of imitating maybe some human movies or something that he's seen once, human TV shows. And then, so in Dylan's mind, Dylan's saying, "We got the all clear. We're good to go." Saying there's no sound or whatever. And then he just jumps in. He just like,
sweet,
whoop, like a ball and just like drops in.
Yep. Roach and Edgar, you watch Dylan just like little lines kind of pop out as he's fallen through, as he disappears down into whatever room or vent he's going to wind up in.
And
what do you guys want to do?
On a metagame level, I do not expect y'all to understand the hand symbols at all. Like, that's not...
It wouldn't matter if I understood. I'm not just jumping down there in the darkness like an idiot. Good luck, Dylan!
Thank you!
Edgar's going to stick his head down the hole and just ask Dylan for clarification on what the hand signals meant.
I think I'm whispering the lyrics to Get Low, which is some sort of a further signal groups agreed upon that's about sneaking and...
Get low. Get low, get low,
Dylan,
get low.
Dylan, you are in free fall for a few seconds. The kind of carved away and scratched nature of this hole kind of continues further down. There's a split second where you realize that you are in an air conditioning vent, but the hole that's been clawed through continues straight down into just a normal room of this daycare.
From up top, you can just hear Dylan going, "Oh shit!"
Exactly. I'll say that you fall into this back corner over here. Dylan, you fall into what do you fall into? Something soft and large that would be in this like pre-K like children's playroom.
I'm gonna pull something straight from my pre-K children's playroom, and Dylan
Nice.
falls into an old clawfoot bathtub that is filled with blankets and pillows. But then when you touch the bottom, it's like oddly like you can tell that it's really gross and unhygienic. But it's like a reading bathtub with pillows and stuff.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. So you fall into these old, almost kind of like musty and moldy pillows and blankets that have been sat here for about 2 decades. They weren't cleaned before the poof, so it still has that rank. I'm sure that they have at your place as well.
Oh yeah, the smell of children. It's terrible.
Exactly.
It's terrible.
You land in this slightly smelly pile of pillows and blankets into the clawfoot tub, and you peek your head up and you look around. You haven't seen many places like this before. It's absurdly colorful. All sorts of large objects. Stuff here looks larger than it typically would. So like the scissors are a bit oversized, and some of the furniture looks. You've seen like furniture in other houses and like in photographs and magazines. This all looks kind of like too colorful and kind of blocky.
As Dylan is looking around, he whispers to himself in his best Cormac McCarthy narrator voice. He says, "What is this fresh hell I've landed in?"
Yeah, I like the image of like the camera and just the armadillo head with like a pillow draped over top of it, and just kind of scanning around. Edgar and Roach peering down through the hole. It's relatively bright, maybe 5 feet down. And you can see now that there is like this massive pile of like human clothes it seems like that Dylan has dropped down into. You can't see much more than that from the hole here. I don't know if Dylan, you want to shout back up to them or give them a signal or hop out and do your own thing.
I think Dylan is going to try to do more hand signals.
Just pop them up out from one of the blankets and just start waving them around.
Yeah, just like complete nonsense. Not ASL, not anything that's legible or translatable. It's just he thinks he's doing something cool.
Yeah, his eyes are kind of squinted really hard, like he's focusing as he's waving them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Edgar and Roach, you guys see the little armadillo hands kind of flailing about, doing what you know isn't anything meaningful, but you know that Dylan means well.
Yeah, it means something to Dylan, okay?
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Should we? Can I roll Noggin to see what this kind of layout is about? I mean, what can we see? Can we see enough to do that, to like really look and get a sense of where Dylan is?
You can see that he landed in a pile of clothes, but like from the distance up top,
it's too far.
It's too far for you to really make out more of the room.
And I imagine that as a roach, you could probably just crawl down the shaft and not fall like I did.
I mean, not mechanically, but yeah, I could burn grit if I do fall to avoid taking the damage from falling. But
Why, if you wanted to make a scurry check, I'd let you like, not fall down through the hole, but cling on to the side a bit and try and peek your head before you make the plunge.
I think it's more a question of, will we then be trapped in a trap, which is what I think is happening here.
Edgar, were you gonna also enter the obvious trap via roof?
Well, I'm too smart to be trapped, so of course I'm landing.
Awesome.
I'm gonna wait and see what happens when Edgar goes down.
That's awesome.
I'll be at Overwatch.
And I do my hands start doing hand signals. I'm just voguing now.
I can't tell what that means, but it looks really cool.
Right? It just feels very natural.
Edgar, have you also swooped down into... How are you approaching getting down, I guess?
I'm just gonna try and spread my wings out to slow my descent as I fall, and maybe try and scrape across the sides.
Sure. As you kind of jump in or trying to hover yourself, give me a scurry roll.
5.
Yeah, with a 5, you're able to slow your descent enough that you're still going to be going down into the room. You're not able to halt yourself. You're definitely making the descent down. As you kind of come down, you see the layer of what would have been the air vent, and then a bunch of insulation, and then a thin cardboard layer, or I guess whatever that weird material is that makes up the paneling of cheap buildings. And as you kind of come down proper, again, the most colorful and brightly set up room that you've seen. You're also coming from this area here. From where you are hovering, you're able to see over into this corner. Can you, Edgar, give me another large play fixture for this, children's playroom?
One of those things they have at doctors' offices with all the rails with just beads on them that you can move around.
Yeah, nice. They have a super omega one where the beads are 2 inches thick, set up on this massive table. I know exactly what you're talking about. Those are really cool.
It's like a fancy abacus.
Fancy child's abacus, now only $59.99.
You see that as you're making your descent. Is there anywhere specifically you want to land? You are making your way towards the ground. If you wanted to land on the abacus, you could. If you just wanted to make your way down to the carpet, you could do that as well.
Yeah, I'm going to perch on the abacus.
Sweet. So put Dylan here, Edgar over by the abacus.
Now, the technical term is a bead maze.
Land on the bead maze.
Love a bead maze.
Both Edgar and Dylan, can you guys give me an instinct roll, please?
I'm going to burn 3 grit for this one.
Cool.
8.
I got a 6.
Yeah. Edgar, from atop the bead maze, atop the fancy abacus, you can see that this room is actually sectioned off. It has a secondary part to it, and sorry, let me get some of the link. Seems like there's a secondary wall. Dylan, you see this as well. A turtle similar to the side that you guys had watched walk in earlier. You watch him literally skate into the room, do a nice little spin, and then skate back out. He has like plastic car wheels kind of affixed to the bottom of his feet. And the turtle like ice skates really gently in, does a nice spin, his eyes closed, he's super in the moment, and then comes back in. You guys can hear the squeaking that Dylan had heard earlier is certainly coming from another section of this like walled off room here.
I thought that was the squeaking of some kind of mechanical mouse, but here we are, proven wrong again. It's great to learn. Is there anything else in the room that we can see? I mean, I think Dylan's gonna like pop out of the bathtub after that turtle leaves, kind of thinking that the room is clear. Is there anything else that we can see in here that might give us clues to what's going on? Or?
Yeah, there's a door this way. I'll say it's like slightly ajar. There's no reason for it to be closed. That would lead further out into the building. There's a number of like bookshelves with like shoes and like lost and found stuff. Another chest of toys off to the side here, and then you can hear the squeaky wheels. A couple of turtles murmuring and talking in whatever this second section of this room is going to be.
Okay. Yeah, Roach or Edgar, do you want to do anything in particular? I think Dylan's going to try to make his way over to the door that's ajar to listen in.
I think Roach is actually going to leave and begin trying to figure out stuff on the roof to prepare a distraction to get animals to run toward one of the outer doors, front or back, whatever seems likelier, in the event that it all goes horribly wrong inside the obvious trap room. And otherwise wait and see what Dylan discover.
Edgar's gonna go into the toy chest to see if he can find anything he needs.
Cool. Yeah, go ahead and give me a noggin roll. Are you looking for any kind of toys specifically, or you just want me to throw something at you?
Just throw something at me. Well, shucks. Really kind of really nice. 3.
Yeah, with a 3, you find like a letter block. Has different symbols and stuff. It's the letter R, big purple R, and as you turn it around, you realize there's a big raven on the other side of it. This year we'll give you the bonk for the big letter block is a D4. So if you want to try and bonk someone on the head with it, you'd add additional D4 to it. Probably could also be thrown for distractions or climbing up to different places. It's a sturdy 2-inch wooden letter block. Dylan, listening in to the other side of the door, you hear, "Help! They're making me work! Did you see the guy on the skates? That was my doing."
Who is this omnipotent owl that we're... Omniscient, omnipotent owl who needs our help. Cool, yeah, Dylan motions to Edgar. Seeing that Roach isn't in the room, Dylan just is like, whatever, who needs her? And motions to Edgar to come over to the door.
Yeah, Edgar's just gonna go over there.
Yeah, you come over and oh great, another bird! I'm trapped. Look, and you hear the chains kind of rattling. I'm just over here. Please, they're making me work, and it's awful.
The more that you act as Owl, the less convinced I am. I'm starting to believe that White is completely correct that we're falling into a really dumb trap.
But Edgar's too smart to be trapped.
Yeah, bearing that in mind, Dylan's just gonna bust in the room. Let's do it. I don't know if Dylan is quite savvy enough to figure out that this is probably not gonna go well, but we'll see.
Busting open the room, geography be damned. This is the room with the window, the elevated window through which the owl was speaking and hearing everything very clearly from earlier. Just for more reference, the dumpster is there. You guys come in through the door. Immediately as the door kind of flies open, you guys see there's a large supply shelf sat atop is the owl, obstructed by mounds and mounds of de-wheeled like Hot Wheels and other like Matchbox cars that are kind of tumbling and overflowing down the side. There's like rows of like diapers and wet wipes and all manner of like toys and stuff that would need to be replenished and fixed for the pre-K in here. The owl says, "Oh, good, you're here. You've come to rescue me, right?" Let me, before we move forward, Roach, what is Roach trying to do in the meantime, having not dropped down?
Roach should just like to set up a trap by pushing crap to the edge of the roof that would make enough of a noise to get any attackers to run away and or be distracted. Create the opening for one of those excellent strikes by Dylan with the toy limbs. In the event of a melee, which surely will not ensue, since this will surely be a straightforward exfiltration and not a trap. So I don't know if there's stuff I can push, like just crap, like just stuff that would be on a roof to the edge of the roof or anything. I'm happy to roll Noggin to essentially find stuff. That would be my ideal roll situation.
Yeah, go ahead and roll Noggin to see what you could make out would make the most noise, be like the heaviest, loudest thing to drop.
Excellent. That is a 9.
Yeah. With a 9, you find what was left over from like this big, like dome-shaped air conditioning vent that was kind of all scrapped together. It's really heavy, made of metal. You also find this old bag of tools that some handyman has just left up here and abandoned for 2 decades. So lots of clattering and metal dropping to be had should that be dumped off the side of the building.
Okay, so I'm going to use all my might to very slowly push it to one side and just set it up and wait and for the signal. And if I hear turn down for what, then I will, shove it all off as best I can. Probably like I turn around and use my legs and push against it from the back.
Cool. Yeah, you were able to do that. You huff and puff, little sparks kind of come off, and like dust is billowing behind Roach as she gets it closer and closer to the edge. Are there any other actions or anything else you would like to do while you're up on the roof, Roach, or should I go back to the other play?
I don't know that there's anything I can do mechanically to help from up here, except try to keep scanning. Like I guess racing around the roof occasionally to look to see if there's anyone coming or going. Is the path clear in the event again of a scramble? But I do think I would probably begin narrating. I'd be thinking a lot about like foreshadowing and rising tension and sort of like cabin fever, like locations with seemingly trapped, well-defined entrances and exits. And I think I'm just talking about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which I somehow saw in like the world's last video store had it on loop or whatever during the goof before the power.
Can a Roach give me an instinct check?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you're like God. I can do whatever you want, right?
Give me an instinct check.
Natural 1.
Yeah, beautiful. As Roach is pushing all of that stuff further and further to the corner, you weren't able to notice in time to try and hide. But as big as the hawk was, an even bigger a raven flies overhead. Seemingly the raven from the tree. He goes, "Oh, what's this? What are you doing here?" And she lands down on top of the roof. Says, "I thought you guys would be inside the building already. What are you doing out here, young lady?"
Funny story.
Hey, can I use the scanner eye, which is my new mutation I realized I had, as one of my eyes is glowing and can scan a score of an animal. So I'm going to burn 1 grit and ask, I wish I could tell if there was a way to tell if this person were lying.
I would do a vibe check.
Okay, well, let me do a vibe check then as a free action, but I also want to use the scanner eye power. Oh, that's a 2. Now I got a 2.
Your vibe check was a 2.
My vibe check is a 2. Yeah, and then can I scan her eye, which is also free action, to ask what is this animal's scurry score?
Oh, the power that you just get to ask me, right?
Yeah, you just have to tell me. Yeah, it's a scanner.
Yeah, it would be a D10.
D10. Okay, fuck.
Yeah, she is quick, old and quick, a seasoned raven.
Yeah, I mean, I just lie. I just, hey, wait, no, I mean, I was, the birds told me to keep watch because of the other animals, so that's what we were doing a whole shtick. It was all like, back and forth. I don't know if you saw my friend Owhll. My friend Owhll actually is the one who brought me in, recruited me.
Oh,
Owls are...
He recruited you, because that's funny, and, like, the camera does this really, like, obvious thing. He recruited me. And, the raven is gonna, like, lunge at the camera, lunging at Roach. We'll get into a bit of combat when we cut back. But, like, that sting has us cut back over, to Dylan and Edgar on the inside of the building. The owl, you gotta help me! I'm trapped up here doing all this work! Please, just climb up this really tall, rickety carpet and help me down, please.
Dylan's being a little bit reckless, but also he's remembering what Roach was saying about this possibly being a trap. So he's gonna climb up. He's gonna proceed with caution. He's gonna try to or maybe he'll be like, so, how long you been here? And, like, pretending that it's hard to climb up the shelf for him, like, kind of making more time just to get a vibe check.
Yeah. Yeah, you go ahead and roll your vibe check, and then I'll have him respond.
A natural 6.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's clear that he's winging it, and he's like, yeah, it's been I don't know, it's been a couple of days, I guess. Whenever the Raven contacted you guys, I guess that long, exactly that many days time. It doesn't sound super convincing. It sounds like he's trying to be a little bit more confident.
Sure, yeah. Well, and also, he's from our borough, right? Al is from our borough, so we would know how long that he's been gone for.
Uh-huh.
So I feel like,
you're aware.
Yeah.
You're aware that it hasn't been more than like a singular day that he's been gone, but it sounds like he's playing off as though it's been at least 3, 4, or 5.
I think Dylan shoots Edgar a look.
Edgar, while Dylan looking down to Edgar, Edgar, you see Dylan kind of look down at you from atop, and you can hear the owl kind of sounding off. From behind you, Edgar, you feel like the light kind of dim, and a warmth in this like heavy, kind of like deep breathing kind of over your shoulder, coming directly from. I have the map, so I can just kind of draw some of this stuff. Dylan is climbing. Owhll is here. Edgar is here, and from directly the other side of the door, Edgar and Dylan, you can faintly make out as well from the top. There is a large shadowy figure kind of hulking over Edgar, kind of looking up at Dylan unaware.
Edgar, behind you!
Edgar's gonna turn around, I guess, and see if he can make out what this figure is.
Sure. It's not going to be that hard to make out. Both Dylan and Edgar simultaneously are able to get like a full view as the camera is going to put them into full view. This pretty large raccoon wearing the clothes from like the Lost and Found. He's wearing like a glove that's kind of been torn apart and hacked into a mask. He's wearing socks and t-shirts for armor. A couple of the shells from the cars he's wearing as like pauldrons and like metal bits. And he wields a paintbrush that has 2 of the letter blocks, one of which that Edgar has like this big, almost like flail. And he's just kind of staring down Edgar. Edgar, you guys are like inches away from each other.
Edgar's gonna try and stab him with his keys.
It's just a gut.
All right, cool.
He's like,
You have like people's keys on you.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll a scrap for me.
is 7 to hit.
Beautiful. He's going to roll scurry to see if he can't lumber out of the way. Well, I guess it won't matter, depending. Nope. You jab him right in the gut with the keys. He kind of stumbles back a bit. Can you roll scrap and whatever the bonk listed is for the keys?
13 damage.
Beautiful. Big as he kind of stumbles back into the previous room that we had described prior. You can see like his eyes kind of glow red as he is like kind of hunched over and looks up at you, flail in hand. He starts spinning it, the letter block clacking as they're kind of starting to zoom faster and faster. We'll cut back to the roof now with Roach, and I'm just gonna put a big star for the old raven. Roach, the old raven is going to try and like claw at you, try to, not really a surprise attack, but is lunging at you. She's going to roll scrap to hit you. So you can roll scurry to dodge.
Well, do we roll initiative, or is this somehow an ambush? I'm standing right in front of her.
Yeah, I mean, she's going for it quick. She was like lurching forward as she was kind of making this really goofy reveal.
I got an 8 on the scurry check.
It's okay. She rolled a 2, so you weren't surprised by it at all.
I'm trying to explain to her that we both could have been recruited by Hawk. Like, it's not mutually exclusive that Hawk knows 2 people. Do you know more than 2 people? Do you know, like, 3 people?
She says, no, I only know the people that I do dirty business with. I don't know any more than
exactly
that.
2 people.
My Rolodex of people is exactly 2 people deep.
Yeah, her talents, the front part of her talents is only the 2.
She's like, that's all I can count.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's all I can count.
I couldn't know more if I tried. Yeah. I tried to know more people, but I can't keep track of them.
Yeah, I hear that. It's hard, you know, you just... People get busy. I'm trying to run her. I'm trying to just, like, get away from her and go down the hole at this point. So I'm trying to do a scurry,
okay,
out-scurry her.
You can certainly try.
Okay, so is it my action, and can I roll scurry to run past her?
Yeah, you can roll scurry to try and run past her, so she's going to chase after you.
Yeah, of course, but I'm going to burn 3 grit, so I'm going to roll d8 plus 3.
Okay.
That is a 7 plus 3.
Beautiful. You rolled a 1. You are able to, like, literally Scooby-Doo run your way as fast as you possibly can into the hole, and you hear her, like, turn around, and she trips. She's like, oh, damn, my 2 talents. And you hear her, like, kind of eat the asphalt on top of the roof a little bit. You tumble through, and you kind of see the same thing, a layer of air vent, a layer of insulation, and then you kind of fall down into the stinky clothes from the room that we were describing before. So Roach, which is good because now we're kind of all in the same location. Roach, you've fallen into stinky clothes. The raccoon has stumbled backwards. Lots of R names. And then the other room is in here. This is where Owhll and Dylan currently are. Edgar, you are just on the other side of this door here. And then Owhll and Dylan. We haven't talked to Dylan in a while. Dylan, you have been clambering up the side, getting up to Owhll. You are kind of getting to the top, and more of these shells start to kind of clatter down around you. Cresting over the top, you can see Owhll, like plastic kid toy chains have been like linked up to some other nondescript area. You can't really see where the chains are.
So yeah, Dylan sees that Edgar can, kind of handle his own, and that the raccoon isn't an immediate problem. So he looks back up at Al, and he goes, "You little winged sumbitch! I'm gonna get you. I'm taking you back to the burrow, whether you like it or not." And he's like hanging onto the shelf with his left front paw, and on his right front paw he wears a small slinky, almost as if it were a bangle. And he kind of like shoots his arm out and like starts whipping it around. He's going to attempt to throw it up and lasso Al using the slinky, and try to like pull him down to ground level, or just confine him. Try to take it back somehow.
Yeah, go ahead and make a scurry roll to kind of to aim that lasso correctly.
I rolled a natural 10, and then I have +4 to scurry. So 14 total.
Amazing. So at that point, was your goal to lasso him and simultaneously drop down to the ground with him attached to the lasso? Yeah, I'll say with a natural 10 and a 14, you are able to do that perfectly. The lasso, exactly. You land down, and the slinky, like you land in like a superhero, like an Iron Man pose, and the slinky like coils down as the owl kind of.
I imagine that somehow, like when it hits the ground, the slinky releases, like goes back down to its normal size, and then like cylindrically fits over Owl, and then like you just see the head, like
he's kind of like
feet poofing out of this thing.
Exactly. He's like, oh, what? Well, I guess thanks for saving me, but I'm gonna get you as soon as I. And he can't tell if he has to keep the ruse up anymore, or if like he's like, well, it sounds like you were saving me, but now it seems like you're taking me hostage. But actually, I'm already hostage. So and he can't keep his story straight at this point. And he's just kind of rattling off.
Save it for the Borough Tribunal.
I always hated those guys.
Wait, Owl, are you a villain?
No, I'm the good guy. Remember, look at me. I'm trying.
Don't listen to this little liar.
Yeah, Roach, you've always been a good friend to me. Look what Dylan.
He trapped us, Roach. You were completely correct in your assessment of the situation.
Yeah, no, of course I was correct. I'm just trying to. Owl, remember all the parables I taught you? Remember when you read the story of the grasshopper and the ant and the much cooler roach who was their friend? Remember that story?
I remember sleeping through it. That's what I remember.
Did you remember The Stranger by Albert Camus?
No.
Have you ever read The Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka?
Oh, yes, that's very good. I read that in high school.
Ow, were you not paying attention at all when we read If Upon a Winter's Night, A Traveler by Italo Calvi? It doesn't matter.
No,
Okay.
I wasn't.
Guys, we'll settle this back at the borough. I think Dylan's absolutely right. I don't know if, like, I'm down with, like, the carceral state, but, like, some sort of, like, tribunal, like, meaning, like, a meeting, like, of the people.
Well, we don't,
That's
of course, in our
happen.
society, we don't believe in a carceral state. It's more about accountability to the community, which is why we have community, detective forces such as ourselves. We don't have police. We don't believe in those human constructs or using state violence against the people. It's just more. It's about accountability. You just got to answer for lying and trying to enslave the rest of us, which I assume your evil plot.
Well, you know what? It's a good thing that you don't believe in violence, because morally it does. And the raccoon is swinging up the flail, and he says, "It's not just him." And the owl like whistles really loud. Actually, he lets out his own. Turn down for what? Turn down for what?
Hey, that's our thing.
And
Yeah, that's our secret. You're giving away secrets now?
not anymore. And I'll call them three turtles skate in on the car wheels. They skate into the scene. So now we'll have everybody roll for initiative.
Oh, great.
Here.
Teenage subculture turtles with martial prowess. This is exactly the sort of way I wanted to die. This is like a special hell just for Roach.
Teenage blistered martial turtles. Teenage blistered martial turtles.
Don't sue us.
Yeah. There's actually a lot that we could be sued for in this episode so far. So maybe we don't have the rights to any of this music.
Parody.
Turn down for this.
Yeah, exactly. I was just gonna say we just changed the name slightly.
Yeah, three turtles not wearing color distinct garb.
Yeah.
Skate into the room, all with not distinct weapons either.
They're carrying stuff that's so adjacent to the Ninja Turtles' weapons, but are just like slightly off.
Exactly.
Like Raphael just has two big like hunting knives instead of size.
All right, cool. Yeah, sure.
Leonardo
That'll be this guy here.
Leonardo has a machete.
Yep, and the other guy?
We'll say, what's a substitute for nunchuck?
like police batons kind of a thing, some kind of stick.
Yeah. Well, the raccoon's already got the flail, so we can say those are so just a police, a police baton.
Big police baton.
Tonfa.
Nice. These turtles are way more deadly than I intended them to be. This is amazing.
It's all for show.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Are they plastic though? Or are they the ones that maybe came from the not kid friendly kitchen set?
You tell me.
Yes, they are. These turtles weren't supposed to have a machete, but these all came from the discontinued and not broadly supported, not kid friendly kitchen set of plastic murder weapons, essentially. So they're the kind that you would get at the carnival for throwing the ball into the hole enough times.
Sure.
It's kind of cheaply plastic. They have a little hole that lets out the air when they get hit too hard.
Yeah.
At the bottom of them.
It's just injection molded.
Exactly.
Great.
And they all come into the room. They all have their own sweet intro, and they fly through the air. The camera cuts. They land with their big, squeaky plastic machetes and knives as they land down. I'm like, all right, so the trap is set. We're here to get you now. And they kind of look around. They're not really sure. I'm like, yeah, I think this is the time that we're supposed to do this, right? I mean, it's the point where they're going to leave soon. Like, yeah, I guess so. This is what we called it here for, right? Like, yeah, I guess this is what we called it. They're openly discussing whether they're sure or not they were supposed to come out yet. I'm like, oh, I think that we were supposed to attack him at this point. He made the noise, right? I turned down for this. That's what he said to do.
Dylan just says, "All right, enough of this silliness. Turn down for this," and then just jump in, just start wailing on these turtles.
Sweet. Can we do a scurry roll, everybody, for initiative here?
Yeah, absolutely.
13. Rolling hot today.
4.
You are doing really, really well today.
6.
Take me back to Vegas, baby.
You guys have a little bit of time in between when they're going to be charging it down. Dylan, you are up.
Okay. Sweet. So we got a bunch of Ninja Turtles. Martial tortoises.
Martial turtles, yeah.
Dylan and Owhll, where are you guys? Have you left this side room, or are you still kind of watching everything from behind the door?
I'm still watching stuff from behind the door. But I'll leave Al in there. Actually, Dylan is going to let out an armadillo war cry and run up towards the raccoon. And he's going to bust out his action figure arm again, and he's reloaded it like a cartoon shotgun, and starts just swinging it. And he goes, "Hey!" I don't know what a battle cry sounds like. That's what it says.
Awesome. Yeah, go ahead and roll scrap.
Yeah. I'm also I'm going to use my new blister that I got from leveling Dylan up last time. So I've got double scratch, which allows me to burn 4 grit to attack twice.
Oh no.
So
you've been rolling so well.
No, we'll see if we can keep it up. So I'm down to 12 grit, and we'll do what is it, scrap?
Yeah.
All right. So the first one, not great. I got 3 on that.
Let's see what he rolls for scurry. You rolled a 2. You are in luck.
Sick. All right, yeah. So I smack him, and then I roll for damage. This might stack in a really fun way. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So I rolled a 12 for damage. That does mean that I get to attack.
Get that second attack.
Another time off of this, and then I attack one more time from double scratch.
Jesus.
So we'll do another scrap for my second attack. I rolled a 6.
You literally rolled a 1.
Okay.
Again, once more leans into that second punch.
So that's 6. So that's 18 so far.
Oh no.
Dylan is a boost. All right, so then I'm going to attack for a third time using double scratch. I got a 6 again.
You rolled a 3.
I rolled a 10 for damage.
Oh my god.
So 28, and then we're going to roll scrap one more time. Only rolled a 2 this time.
You rolled a 4.
Okay.
Oh no.
After a flurry of blows.
Yeah. You. What was that? How much damage was that total in one swing?
In total, that's 28 points of damage.
Yeah. Dylan runs up with the action figure limb in hand, winds back, and just the wildest flurry, just like Samurai Jack action cuts to the different directions of the raccoon. His teeth get knocked out, his flail is sent flying, and in a final like uppercut, the raccoon like and his teeth kind of fly through, and we watch the raccoon like Team Rocket out of the building, and he creates a second hole like in the ceiling where like next to the one that you guys came out of, and the camera cuts away to the old Raven finally scrambling up from falling before, and she's still complaining about just having the 2 talons, and she finally gets up and dusts herself off and is hit by the raccoon Team Rocketing out of the building, and they tumble through the air for a second before they kind of crash land into a tree nearby. And the camera kind of cuts back to the Marshall Turtles, all inflatable weapons in hand, and they kind of look at each other, and they look back, and they look at their weapons, and they kind of set them down real easy, and they go, "We don't even care about Owhll. We was you know what, you take Owhll, and we're gonna get out of here." And you watch them like skate off, like really, they seem like they're gonna sprint and run away, but they just kind of skate off, really nice, off into whatever the other room would have led to. You guys, again, in one fell swoop, and maybe that's an issue, have knocked out this beast entirely out of the room with a single attack with this action figure limb that may be the single most strongest and overpowered piece of stuff that we have on offer.
I think that coupled with the double scratch is a particularly OP. But I got it.
You've also been rolling extremely well.
I've rolled very well this game, and I also got the action figure limb randomly from a table at the start of the last game with this. So I don't know. I don't think it's broken. I think it's. I can envision like Roach replacing all of her limbs with action figure limbs. So every time she goes to attack, it's just a flurry of double and triple attacks.
Oh God!
That could be an expansion for Blister Critters, is like cybernetics. If you want to go for like a.
That is actually further up the Blister tree. If you play as a Thinker, it's like 8th, 9th, or 10th level. Like it's pretty far up there where you canonize that you can morph and meld stuff to critters. All that said, that really cool raccoon that I spent a lot of time drawing, he's gone. In a single attack, and the room is quiet. You can hear the turtles making their slow but elegant roller skating escape out of the room. Owhll is like, "Oh, that's stuff I said. I was just kidding. Of course, I would never want to trap you guys. Those turtles don't know what they're talking about. It was never a trap this whole time. Help! See, look, help!"
Well, do you all want to take Owhll back to the burrow and have him face justice to wrap this up nice and neat?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think we should tie Owhll. I don't know how, but we should. I would like to find Noggin to tie Owhll up and make sure Owhll doesn't escape. And then I would like Owhll to have to answer for everything they've caused chaos-wise for us.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a Noggin roll.
Oh, sure. I'm going to burn grit on this. So that's only a 6, but that is a 6 with the 3 grit.
Yeah. Are you looking for like zip ties? Do you want to find like long pieces of yarn to tie them up? Like how tied up and how serious are we trying to get with?
Yeah,
with tying an owl up?
Even though Roach isn't a combat focused person, because most of us aren't, let's face it, she does exist in essentially The Walking Dead. So she finds zip ties and she zip ties her former student to drag them back for a acephalic tribunal among the communist critters. And she is lecturing the entire time, and the joke is that she only taught like weird, selfish, existentialist literature. Like she never really taught Owhll anything of like the values of that she professes to care about, because she's obviously pretty selfish. She's
Thanks for listening to Why We Roll. Our theme music is by the brilliant Sam Tyndall and Arpline. If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
You can find us on Twitch and what used to be Twitter at Why We Roll, and on Instagram at whyweroll.pod.
You can find out more about Dance Macabre at timespaceplace.itch.io/dance-macabre.
You can find out more about Stillfleet at stillfleet.com. Thanks for listening.
Hey there, Hugh from Podderation here, and if you like today's show, why not have a listen to the All Things Nintendo podcast? Hosted by Brian Shea, former director at Game Informer and lifelong games journalist, the show explores the ins and outs of gaming's oldest company and one of its biggest, featuring interviews, featuring reviews, featuring everything you want to know about the world of Nintendo. If you'd like to learn more, check out our website at podderation.com.